Minute. Yes, we are live. Oh, goodness sakes. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hi, I'm Creatively Lisa, high vibing in from Long Beach, California. How is everybody this fantastic Monday? Thank you so much. Hi, is it Jacquelino? Jacquelindo? I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Thank you for popping on. Hello, everyone. Okay, I'm getting back into my lives, and I am doing a series this week, which is exactly what I want to talk about, and it's getting me into it. I missed them. I let them fall off the wayside a while ago, and I've totally missed doing them. So we're back on and we're back in. I'll be live all week. The times might change a little bit because I actually have guests coming on to talk about different things throughout the week in regards to high vibe dogs and holistic living with your pup, which is what this week is about. It's called the High Vibe Dog Series. We've got all sorts of content coming out, reels coming out with ahas, things you didn't think about. I've got carousels coming out every day. I'm going to be going live every day on what it is to live as a high vibe dog mama and what holistic living really is for you and your pup and how to build that bond and that connection that we all want. That's why we have them. That's why they're in our lives, why they've been blessed, why we've been blessed with them, is to build that connection, to strengthen that bond, and to live in just a much better way altogether. And I know through my past how I didn't have a clue in the beginning. I didn't know anything about holistic living. And I noticed it was taking a toll on me alone. But I didn't put two and two together until it started affecting my pups. I had a male chow, and he ended up dying of cancer because I didn't know any better. And then I had a female, and how I understood from him, I got better with her and started working in that direction, but it still didn't click in the home. I was more focused on her health and making sure that she was eating raw and organic and all of that, but still learning. And I unfortunately lost her as a pup because she had a heart condition. And then when 10 years later, 12 years later, when I got my Toodle Bug in 2010, that was it. I'm focused. I started on her, and I was figuring out me, and I had migraines and all these different things. And shortly thereafter, I started realizing that what you surround yourself with in your home, your cleaning products, just the energy, everything plays a key role in how you feel. And when I started removing toxic cleaners and all of these things out of my home, guess what? Migraines got better. Allergies went away, all kinds of things. And for her, she was so healthy. And it made such a incredible difference in her overall well-being as she aged and in her life. And so this week I am focusing on High Vibe Dog Series, on holistic living for your and with your animal, and how it affects you and how it affects your pup and what to do about it. And I'm going to be going in depth on a lot of different topics. I've got guests coming on. I'm working with her time right now. She's a Reiki master and she works on animals. We're going to have a live with her. And so she can talk about how that is. Because one of my later on topics, it's the same topic, but every day it's a little different. It might be, ways to raise the vibration in your home and what to do. Might be removing the toxins from your home, how to build that bond with your pup, all something different every single day. And so one of our days, and I hope it falls on the same day that is the actual theme. But most importantly, I just want to get them on. And so I'm working out the calendar as we go. So I've got at least two guests coming on, maybe three. I'm also talking with one woman. Hopefully she'll be not that she won't be traveling, but she works with a mineral water that is amazing for animals. And I'd be like all over that if my girl was still around. But I'm going to look into it for myself as well. So I'm going to have her on and have her talk about that also, and how beneficial it is towards animals and with animals. And I've got a couple more in mind too. I'm just waiting to hear back. So there's just a lot of, and I'm also possibly having a pet artist as well. I'm talking to her now to try to work out a time frame that she might be able to actually come on, because she makes these amazing portraits of your pet. And wouldn't that be wonderful to have this amazing piece of artwork that's your baby that you have forever? And so, yeah, and she goes over like how was her process and everything. So just a lot of stuff coming on this week. And just, I really wanted to get back into doing lives and be able to give this benefit and stuff. But I want to also give you just a couple little overall tips in regards to things that I did with my girl. And I can only go by what I've learned through personal trainers, and I hired a trainer to train me on exactly what to do. And the benefit I got from that was a dog that was able to travel with me worldwide on the plane. I didn't need a leash with her. She was 12 and a half years old and had the body and the insides and the blood and the bones of a dog half her age. She wasn't graying. She had white teeth. She could see perfectly. She had excellent hearing at that age. So everything that I did and I learned, and the training that he taught me, I'm going to be going over and what works. And I have a dog business, and so I work with other dogs as well. And I see kind of what works with different dogs. A puppy that you get from the beginning versus rescuing a dog. Things are a little different. And so I'm just going to be talking about different things all week. If there's anything specific that you would like me to talk about, or you would like to learn about, please feel free to message me. While I'm alive on Instagram, I lose the messages when I'm done. So I don't see them. I see that you've joined. I see that you've left messages, but once I hit end on the live, I don't see the messages. So feel free to just go in and direct message me and say, hey, can you talk about this, or ask a question? And I might be posting some stories that you might be able to ask questions as well, but just comment in there. Best thing is just to DM me, and then I can totally answer your questions. But I just wanted to, I know people say that. I don't know why I do too. It's filler content, or it's filler words, because my mind is working as I'm talking. But there it is. So I want to go over, and I was thinking the other day, like, what is a really good, something that I can give people that's a quick tip right away that made a difference for me? And what come to me is two things. And I'm probably going to end up having some reels on this that'll give you a little bit more in detail as well. But two things I want to bring up here that are so important when it comes to connecting with your pup. And just a couple little hacks that I learned as well. For me, what did it for me is I got centered. I got centered in me. And when I got clear here and here and had that flow inside, she was so much more present. She listened, and she was so much more observant. When I was all over the place, she was scattered as well. And she was hard to get her focused and stuff. As we grew, and as our relationship grew, as she got older, we was symbiotically connected and synced at all times. So, and I would hear so much, I would get her vibes and her energy all the time, and it would really calm and settle me down. And we as humans spend too much time, I'll put myself in this one because I do it as well a lot, too much time being worried about things that really don't matter. And I saw an amazing infographic today on Instagram that fit so well. And the best way to connect with your pup is, I'll give you this visual. It showed a picture of a human and a pup. And I had those little thought bubbles outside their head of what they were thinking about. And the thought bubble in the pup's mind was mama, mama, and mama and me. That's what it was. It was, okay, what can I do? What can I do? I'm here. And in our minds, or in the human's mind, it was food, and it was exercise, and it was work, and it was a car, and it was, it was a picture of an airplane. It was all this other stuff. And none of it was the pup. None of it in the head was the pup. The pup was there. That's what's there. And so what I realized was the more I put Thule in that place in my mind, the stronger that connection became, and the deeper that bond became, and the easier it was for me to work with her and train her. And I spent a lot of time in her early years from being trained to be able to teach her to do so many things. And I constantly worked with her regularly. Home tricks and games that we played. And I apologize. I don't know if you know this, but last year I lost her. And so she and animals is such a strong point of my business, my life. And she's still in it, even though she's physically not present, she's spiritually present. It gets me sometimes because I'm a greedy human. I want the physical just as much as I want everything else. So I'm getting used to it, but so a tear might show up from time to time just because I miss her. I miss her. I miss feeding her and watching her eat and just her presence in everything. She taught me so much to be present in the moment and be there. And that will build a connection with your dog deeper than anything else. Is just that calmness and that presence to be with them and spend time with them. And the more you can do that and consistently work with them and teach them and guide them, the more you're going to strengthen that bond and build that connection and do things that they like doing. I know that your dog has things that they just love doing and things they maybe rather not do. She hated running, hated it. So I'm curious, you can think back of all the things with your pup. What's one thing they hate doing? Post it in the comments. I'd love to know. But she hated running. So I tried to get her to go running. Do you know that was like pulling teeth? When I stopped getting her to run and I changed activities, hello, there it was. We started hiking and she'd be out all day long. Same energy, same exercise. I mean, exercising and moving and doing everything, but just differently. So find things that they love doing. Find things that they absolutely adore doing and take them doing that at least once a week. At least once a week. You will see such a difference in the connection that you will build with your furry. You will see such a difference. Now, I'm going to give you 2 more little quickies and then I've got to go. So another thing, when you're working with them, and this was something that I picked up on actually lately, and I thought, why didn't even occur to me, is when you're working with like treats and I used to hide treats around the house, and then I'd send her off and to go get them. And so she would literally go through the whole house finding treats. Well, I discovered at a pet store, most treats are filled full of all kinds of stuff. Even the really good quality ones have got stuff in it, high calorie content, just like junk food that you eat and stuff that you eat. It's not so great. So it's the same thing with them. But what I found, this is a secret hack, is that I would go to a pet store specializing in dogs. It's called Centinela here. It's huge. And I found, it was called, the brands were ZB Peak and Real Meat and Stella and Chewy's. Those were the 3 I did. And instead of buying treats, I would buy these big bags. They were 2 pounds, easily 2 or 3 pounds sometimes. You could go higher. And they were tiny little pieces of freeze-dried meat. whether it was chicken, whether it was turkey, whether it was, she couldn't eat that. So it was lamb and beef and stuff like that, fish, different things. And they're freeze dried into little tiny pieces. And it's actually food. It's food, not treats. It's food. And I used those as treats. So she was getting a much higher quantity of solid, good quality food. I could cut back on her diet a little bit because she got treats all the time. There was nothing bad in it because it was just straight raw meat, just, freeze-dried meat, air-dried meat. And it was so much more cost-effective because you're buying the meals, you're buying the food, and you're just using them as treats. They think they're treats. Keep them in the treat bin. It's fantastic. And it's a wonderful way to supplement and also give them such a high-quality treat that's good for them and be more cost-effective. So I know I have a couple of reels on that. I was just looking the other day as I was going through some and ones I'm going to make. And that was one of them. And I was like, oh my God, that's such a wonderful thing. Once I started giving her those treats, let me tell you, she shifted a lot. Just her diet was more consistent. Her weight was more consistent. She listened amazingly, but she was even more focused because she loved them so much. So I invite you to give it a try. And if you have questions on those as well, don't hesitate to ask. And I'll send you little pictures of them so that you know exactly what to go get. And I think I might even have, I found a couple places that were really good at price-wise too. I can send you the links to those too. So that's something to really think about. And another thing that I use that I really worked at with Thule is her teeth. And that is holistic all the way. She was 12 and a half years old and had perfectly white teeth. Great condition. But I never went in and had her put under to have her teeth cleaned. But guess what I did do? And I don't think a lot of people realize this, is you can go and get non-aesthetic dental cleanings done every 6 months, just like on your teeth. It's a little over $100, depending on where you live. I think I paid $150 approximately. And they go in, it's holistically, obviously, and they clean their teeth with them awake. And their teeth, they clean all the tartar, everything off of them. I also gave her good bones too, but dental cleanings. And it was non-aesthetic dental cleanings. They go in, they're in there for a very quick period of time. You get a dental record, just like you get with your own teeth, of what the teeth look like, if there's any issues, if they need any extractions, if any of them have come out on their own. It's wonderful to keep track over time, and you'll keep their teeth, because their teeth, their spinal alignment, their diet, and the environment are the four things that will perpetuate your dog to live a long, healthy, vibrant life or not. Their diet, what you're feeding them, the type of food, and we'll go over this even more detail. Their nail trims. If you don't get their nails trimmed on an ongoing basis, it changes the structure and the way they move their body, and it causes spinal misalignments, and in turn causes arthritis and all kinds of things. So keeping their nails clean and trimmed, a non-toxic home, which we will also talk about, and building that deep connection within yourself and with them as well. And meditation and Reiki and all of these are just wonderful ways to be able to have that bond, that connection with your pup. And you will be amazed at what a benefit it's going to be for both of you, for both. She was my everything. I mean, she was my best business partner I ever had. Yep. She would take me in directions. We were synced so well. And you can have that connection and build that strength and that sync so easily with just being present and working with them, meditating with, being calm yourself. All of these things played such a key role in our relationship in life. And if I can give you anything at all that can help you with your animal live a much more abundant, loving, healthy, enjoyable life together, that is my mission. That's my mission. With that said, I will be back tomorrow. I'm working again on the times. Ideally, my goal is to pop on every day around noon, but it also depends on when the guests are available because their schedules are different. Literally, they're all over the world, from England, Canada, and East Coast and different things. So it just depends on time wise. So, but I will post it in the group on the page in advance about when the live is, so that you guys know what the topic of that day is and the time frame as I get the schedule myself from the guests. So thank you so much for watching, everybody. I really appreciate it. Thank you for being here. And I'm so excited for this week. High Vibe Dog, all week long, every day, lots of wonderful things to help you live an amazingly awesome life with your fur baby. So with that said, I will see you on the next live. And remember to always create something magnificent. If you're not following me, click follow and notifications so that you actually get the information on the lives when I do them and everything. And I'd love to connect with you more. Please feel free to DM me anytime, and I will see you on the next live. Remember, create something magnificent with that fur baby of yours. Ciao for now.